After the election results, Vice President Kamala Harris gave her concession speech on November 6th with a message about the future and a reminder about how democracy is supposed to work. Take a look at this.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. We owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. I will never give up the fight for a future where Americans can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women of America have the freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do. We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future that we all know we can build together.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
The difference is just so, wow.
She has a point there, you know.
Does.
Yeah, so the question is, did her speech meet the moment America and the world needed now at this point here?
No. Did it help you?
It helped me where she gave us a lesson for us young people to
Keep moving
forward.
And
yes.
stay optimistic.
Yeah.
Yes, and just live our lives here, basically, you know?
I loved when she said, you have the power. That really took me, made me feel a little encouragement, you know, even though we have to deal with, you know, who. She's basically saying, like, she's not going to give up and she probably will come back and try again. So I can't wait to see her back if she does decide to do that, you know?
I hope so, you know, because anything can happen, you know, and it's like, you know, I know she came in too late into this race. And I think that was probably why she did not win the election. If she had enough time to campaign, then she probably would have gotten more votes than she would have gotten and probably would have passed the 270 electoral votes mark, hopefully, I think, you know.
But David, she raised a lot of money for her campaign within the first like week or two of her being elected as the president running for office. You know, she raised like millions of dollars. And what I read was majority of that money went to performers like Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. She paid Beyonce $8 million to perform for her.
Apparently, Cardi B stated on Instagram, I believe a few days ago, that she did not get any endorsements from Kamala for her performance. So I don't know how true that is. Don't quote me on that, y'all, but I'm just saying this is what I heard and what I read. So it's possible that she might not have paid people and somebody might have just put that out there for speculation to make her lose, you know?
That could be true.
Yeah. We'll fact check that later here, okay? But you know, obviously there's probably everything else. I don't know how to say it, because obviously, you know, it's like she did the best that she could.
She did.
And the outcome of this election was not what we hoped for, but, you know, but there's no need to worry. She'll be back, hopefully for 2028, 4 years from now. And hopefully, you know, we'll be on the track to, you know, where everyone wants to be, where we had to be at a point, you know, and so forth and all that. So we'll just hope for the best and so forth, and, you know, and yeah. But, you know, it's like, I mentioned about in the last segment about election anxiety. I'm just curious how you handled the election. Or did you experience like any election anxiety or something?
I did not personally. I just went to sleep. I didn't want to deal with it.
Mm.
How about you?
The night before I did go to sleep, but the next morning when I saw who won, I almost started crying. Being a woman and a mixed but black woman, you know, in America, just the fact that I have to deal with knowing that some places will not allow me to make a decision on my own body, it really is disheartening because I feel like that's wrong, you know? So I did have election anxiety, I will not lie.